This is Brandon from Malaysia, and you're watching Rock and Metal News.
Hey guys, this is Ron from YouTube's Rock and Metal News with a Rock and Metal News vinyl flashback. I've had a request to do Ronnie James Dio, or the band Dio, and I collected a bunch of vinyls back in the 80s when I used to listen to Ronnie James Dio singing for Black Sabbath at the time. I mean, he sang for many bands, but he did Heaven and Hell and then Mob Rules, and then he left the band. There was some controversy in that after they put out their live album, Live Evil, and it ended up that Ronnie left the band and started his own band called Dio. So I'm just going to go through some of the vinyls. The first one was from 1983, and this is the amazing Holy Diver album. That's the front. That's the back. It introduces his kind of monster type thing in this, and inside it's got just some pictures of from fans and that, and some of the live concerts, and some of the members of the band on that. And what a great debut album for Dio this was. I mean, this thing was just full of hits. It's got Stand Up and Shout, Holy Diver, Gypsy, Caught in the Middle, Don't Talk to Strangers on side one, and then Straight Through the Heart, Invisible, Rainbow in the Dark, Shame on the Night on side 2. 10 out of 10 album. Pretty much all Dio's albums are 10 out of 10. The next one is Last in Line. Oh man, I was just in my prime listening to metal at that time, and this album came out in 1984, and it was just a great album again. There's the front, there's the back. Really cool artwork, some old Egyptian type set. I remember seeing this tour on Last in Line tour, and he toured with, it was Sacred Heart tour I saw with Malmsteen open up. I never did see the Last in Line tour. But and then there's some fans on the insert, and then the band members on the other insert side. And this again was full of hits. This had We Rock, Last in Line, Breathless, I Speed at Night, One Night in the City, side 2, Evil Eyes, Mystery, Eat Your Heart Out, and Egypt, The Chains Are Off. So what a great album this is. Another 10 out of 10. And then it was Sacred Heart. And that's the Sacred Heart album in the front. This is where he really got into the Magic and the Dragons. And that's the back. And insert on this, there's the band members on the one side, and on this side it just has the lyrics to the song Sacred Heart. And another great album, I thought. And this one had King of Rock and Roll, Sacred Heart, Another Lie, Rock and Roll Children on side 1. Side 2 was Hungry for Heaven, Like the Beat of a Heart, Just Another Day, Fallen Angels, and Shoot Shoot. Cool. And then my next one is called Intermissions. It was a live album, and this was the tour that I saw, some of the songs anyways on this. It's kind of like a live EP, and it's kind of a rare one. That's Intermission there. And on the back it's got the band members. And it has King of Rock and Roll, Rainbow in the Dark, Sacred Heart. And then it's got Time to Burn, which was just a single they made to put on this EP. If you haven't check out that song, Time to Burn, pretty interesting. And it's got Rock and Roll Children and We Rock. So that's a cool one. This one does not have anything on the insert. It's just clear plastic. And then the last Dio album I got before I started getting CDs was Dream Evil. And there's the front of Dream Evil. There's the back. And inside of this, we have All the Fools Sailed Away lyrics on the one side, and pretty much just the band members and credits on the other side of the sleeve. And this album had Night People, Dream Evil, Sunset Superman, All the Fools Sailed Away, Side 2, Naked in the Rain, Overlove, I Could Have Been a Dreamer, Faces in the Window, and When a Woman Cries. So another great album from Dio. And the other thing that I picked up during that time was something called Hearing Aid. And Dio was, one of the masterminds behind this, if not the mastermind. And this came out in, I think, 86 as well. And they were trying to raise money for children starving. I believe this was the one for children starving in Africa for famine relief. And it's called Hearing Aid. This is probably a pretty rare vinyl to have. I don't know if they even have this one in print anymore. And it's got the song Stars, which features tons of metal vocalists and players at that time. Tommy Aldridge, David Alford from Rough Cut, Carmen Appice, Vinny Appice, Jimmy Bain, Rob Halford. It's got Kevin DeBurro from Quiet Riot, Chris Holmes from Wasp, Brad Gillis from Night Ranger, Blackie Lawless from Wasp, Mick Mars from Motley Crue, Dave Menichetti from Y&T, Vince Neil, George Lynch, Don Dokken, Vivian Campbell, just a ton of people. I think Queensryche, Jeff Tate, I think, is on this as well. Malmsteen, just a ton of stuff. Rudy Sarzo. So, pretty interesting one. The other songs were kind of just singles from other bands, except Up to the Limit. Had Dio, Hungry for Heaven, Jimi Hendrix, Can You See Me, Kiss, Heaven's on Fire, Motorhead, On the Road, Rush, Distant Early Warning, Scorpions, The Zoo, and Y&T, Go for the Throat. So that's that one. So those are some of my Dio vinyls and Hearing Aid. This is Ron from YouTube's Rock and Metal News. Thanks for tuning in.